it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and the neighbors are planting trees right now with the company. There's like trucks all outside. I've heard kids screaming because it's summertime, but it is nap time around here, so this is the time I can do this. So I do apologize if you hear a lot of noise. It may be distracting to me too because I see people going by out there, but I really wanted to get this video filmed. It's been a long time since I sat down and did one of these PELOCHAT videos, so it's long overdue. And that is because we have had family in town on and off just over the last month. Everybody's vaccinated now, so we're finally being able to see each other after all this time. And it's been absolutely fantastic to see people again and like feel like life is getting back to normal just a little bit. Anyway, we're gonna talk Peloton stuff. I have had the bike now for almost 2 weeks. It's like 1.5 weeks now, so I really have loved it. I've been trying to get up early in the morning to exercise, but that doesn't always happen because also I'm on summer break now that the kids are on summer break. The big kiddo's on summer break. It feels like I'm on summer break too. And Stella has been just really good about sleeping late since the time change. So it's been quite a while. She never ended up adjusting, and I was not about to wake a baby up in the morning. So it is a really good time for Olivia and I to have some time together. And even before Olivia wakes up, I can do some working out. And it's been really nice having Stella sleep in a little bit later. It makes nap time and bedtime's tricky sometimes, but I'm just rolling with whatever schedule she throws at me. So we're having like a late afternoon nap most days, but that gives me time in the morning to get my stuff done if I get with the program and get out of bed on time. And that has been a struggle with having family here. Having the second vaccination, I was just a little bit tired. I did totally take advantage of that time and just stay in bed when I could. Anyway, today I was up bright and early, got my workout in. I've been really loving the bike. I have a little format for this video, so I'll go into more info about the bike. For the first thing, I want to talk Peloton news. I have not heard any updates regarding the Tread or the Tread Plus. They were recalled. I will leave that down below. You can keep your treadmill if you so choose. I don't think they're adding new treadmill classes at the moment, but I haven't heard anything as far as updates. The last update I heard was they were going to be changing the software to make the treadmill password protected. You can't start the treadmill without the password, so that will prevent kids from accidentally turning it on, which I think is a great update. And I'm not sure how they're going to be changing the treadmills moving forward. I'm assuming they're going to add some sort of block to the back of it. I don't know if they're redesigning the entire thing. We'll just have to see, but I haven't heard anything else. I thought by now I would have heard something else, but that's just what I know. The same stuff as last time. My main Peloton topic for today is actually getting the bike. Now I will do a separate dedicated video of my first impressions, my first couple of rides on the bike. I am actually, like I said, like 11 days into it now. I don't exactly know the date, how many days it has been, but it's almost been 2 weeks. And I have done 19 cycling, and so I did end up in that number. I did try some of the warm-ups and cool downs, and I found that they're just like regular rides for me because I'm so out of shape. I have no endurance. I can't really go to a high resistance yet. My max resistance has been like 50, which is a really big push for me. I really try to stay under that, but I tried the workouts with a warm-up and with a cool down, and I didn't notice that they were very warm-uppy or cool downy. They were definitely like pure rides for me, so I have skipped those for the most part. I have been trying to do some sort of warm-up, and usually that's yoga. I really like doing yoga first, so a lot of times I will do yoga first, but this morning I did a live ride and I got up a little bit before and was kind of dinking around and realized my live ride had started, so I hopped right into the ride and did my yoga and strength training stuff after that. But ordinarily I want to be a little bit more on top of it to where I get at least my yoga in and maybe like the 10-minute core or 10-minute strength from the hardcore on the floor calendar. I really would like to do some of those before getting on the bike, but I was just really wanting to try out the live classes a little bit. I've already taken 1 or 2 live classes in that 19 cycling class number, but for the most part I'm trying to stick with beginner level things. I started the Mastering the Basics program. It goes for 6 weeks and I am in week 2 of it. I've got a few more days left to do in this week and then I'll be done with the week 2, but I'm really trying to just get on there every day or every other day and do something on the bike, even if it's just a scenic ride and it's taking it easy and I listen to an audiobook. That's just something I like to do. Is I just like to get on the bike every day pretty much. I'm really enjoying the bike. I can see this being something I'm going to stick with, so I'll talk about like bike logistics, pros and cons, quirks and things that I found along the way in my first impressions. But yeah, really enjoy it. I like getting the cardio. It's been really nice. And if I do it in the beginning of the day, I can take a shower. My hair's still wet because I had it in a bun, but ordinarily I can go ahead and get my shower in, get ready for the day, and already feel accomplished, which is really nice. It just works out better than me trying to do it at nap time, because then I go through the thing, am I gonna redo my makeup? Should I just not put makeup on the first part of the day because I know I'm gonna have to shower? I do get really sweaty, like drippy sweaty. I haven't dripped actually on the bike yet, but there have been times where I have had to wipe my face because it's so sweaty. It's just better to do it in the beginning, take the shower, get ready for the day, and then I feel like I'm presentable for the rest of the day, instead of waffling about it in the morning and then half getting ready and then showering midday. It's just awkward. It's awkward to do that. So I did talk about the Programs 2.0. In one of my pillow talks, I did walk through the Programs 2.0, and I really like the way it's set up. I ended up doing the whole sleep meditation one. It was a 2-week long class, and I'm pretty sure it had a sleep meditation every day. And I ended up finishing that one. I really enjoyed that. And like I said before, I'm starting the Mastering the Basics one. I'm 2 weeks into that. So far, so good, but it definitely is not enough if I'm really like gung-ho about the bike. I've done way more than just the Mastering the Basics class. A lot of times I'll take the 15 or 20-minute class that they include in that Mastering the Basics, and then I'll tack on something else on top of it. On my like ride heavy days, I try to do 1 to 2 workouts. On my rest days, I'll get on the bike and do like a scenic thing, not worry about my cadence or my resistance. And going along with this, I talked about hardcore on the floor. I mentioned it already in this video, but I tried to stick with doing the calendar in May, and it just totally did not work 100%. I couldn't 100% commit to it. We had the guests, we had the second vaccine, and it just did not work out to me, you know, sticking to it hardcore. And then the bike also came at the end of May. And so I've been really concentrating on the bike, and yeah, totally starting over with the calendar. I dabbled with it here and there. The best way I found, I'm gonna screen record this for you guys, but the best way I've actually found to be able to get to the calendar, I was having trouble trying to add things to my stack. The best way I found, I just used the way that they said to use in the group, and I didn't really want to do this. I wanted to just be able to access the calendar a different way, but none of the other ways seem to work out very well. So I have been using Adobe Acrobat. It's a free like PDF reader. It's Adobe Acrobat Reader. So you go into it and you can download the calendar and save it to the app. So it will open. So here's like the June calendar. I'm not going to go into it too far, but when you get there, you can click on one and it opens the web page in the browser. The problem is with other apps, it opened the page actually in, I'll click it again. It actually opened the page in the Peloton digital app, and you can't stack classes in the app. You can only stack them on the web browser. So you can add them to your stack and actually modify your stack only on the browser, which is really annoying. So I've got that one added in. I still have the 20-minute from earlier today I haven't done yet. I ran out of time. You can actually hit done and then get back to the calendar the same way you're zoomed in. So it's really easy to add the classes and stack them that way. But if you're trying to just stack directly from Facebook or stack directly from like making an icon on your thing directly to the PDF, it just totally doesn't work. It takes you to the digital app and you have to do the class right then, and it doesn't save your place on the calendar like on the Adobe Acrobat Reader. It zoomed in exactly how I left. So that's really nice. I was having to like go find the calendar again on Facebook, and it wasn't helpful. It wasn't intuitive. So I did finally succumb to using the Adobe Acrobat, and it's very helpful. I can add my stack all together and it works great like that. In the app right now, there's actually a new challenge, which I have not seen before in my time with the app. This one's called Bike Bootcamp Strive Score. So it says take any 4+ bike bootcamp classes and track your performance with Strive Score. So you have to have a heart rate monitor to use the Strive Score, I'm pretty sure. And it says 12 days left. So I'm going to be trying out the bike bootcamps this week and try to get those 4 workouts in over the next 12 days for the challenge and get that little badge because it's super duper cute. I really want all the little badges. They're just so motivating to me for some reason. So I'm gonna really try to do that. I haven't tried any of the bike boot camps yet. And if you're new to this like me, the bike boot camp is you do some on the bike and then you hop off and you do some sort of strength training off of the bike. So there's a couple of different varieties that I've seen when I was browsing. There's just core, upper body, lower body. There's full body, lots of different things. There's some that are themed to certain music, like a pop boot camp, that type of thing. And I'm just really excited to dive into something new and try it out as well. I haven't gotten that far yet in my Peloton journey. I'm only a week and a half in. And then my last bit of bike news is Johnny actually tried the bike yesterday for the first time. He can fit in my same shoes. I got the Nike Super Rep cycle shoes, and they are 11s in women, and he can squeeze his feet in. He may need new shoes if he sticks with it, but for now, he said it's really tight, but it's not super uncomfortable. So he can squeeze his feet into my shoes, which is so funny. So he ended up taking the same ride I started with, which was a Cody Rigsby. I will pull it up actually. It's a 20-minute beginner ride from Cody Rigsby. I just went through and picked a beginner one. It's the first one that I tried, and it really kicked my butt. And so I had him try it, and he ended up being able to crank the resistance way higher than me, and he totally whomped my score. This was my first score, an output of 62 kilojoules. He ended up getting like 150 something. It was way, way beyond what I got. I got 4.01 miles. He got almost 6 miles. He burned way more calories than me. It was just all around, blew my score out of the water, and I was super impressed, but I was also kind of expecting it. You hear about this. I've been really stalking the Facebook groups and reading what they have to say, and a lot of them say, oh, you know, I've been doing this for a year or months and months, and my husband finally jumped on, totally blew my scores out of the water, and it has to do with men are just generally, like, they weigh more, so that gives them more power, but they also are just built different than us. So I was a little bit discouraged that he did so much better, but I was also super excited that he jumped on the bike. I don't know if it's going to be something that sticks, but he seemed to like it. So hopefully he will be a bike person with me. I went ahead and made him a little profile so he can go ahead and use the bike whenever he wants. And if he can use my same shoes, all we have to do is raise the seat up a couple of inches, but the other measurements seemed to be okay for him. I like my handlebars a little bit higher, and he liked his more even. So for his first ride, he had him a little more even, where my handlebars are a tiny bit up. And I think that's the only adjustment we'll have to do, for now at least. I feel like he could just move the seat up a couple of inches and then be totally fine, but he seemed to enjoy it, and he didn't get the sore butt issue as badly as I did. Like, my butt was super sore the first couple of days, but yeah, I have his score and my score, and it was just way better than mine. And then as far as my scores and my workouts, I'll show you guys what I've been up to this week. I'll again screen record for you guys so you guys can see. I'll do it from when I got the bike here. Let's see. The 21st was when I got the bike, and today is June 1st. So I did 2 rides and then a post-ride stretch. You can see my 2 scores for that, 62 output and 76 output. So not too great. And you can see I got an 80 and then an 87, back down to 82. And then for my scenic ones, they're much lower. I have like a 13 for a cool down, a scenic one I have a 33, and then on and on. They're not super impressive numbers by any means. Oops, I clicked over to something, but I'm happy with them. And then I got a 90, which I was excited about. And then going through, my best one so far has been a 20-minute beginner ride with Leanne Hainsby. And I think this is part of the Mastering the Basics class. And I got a 102. So that's been my best one for a 20-minute. And then this morning I took a 30-minute, and like I said, I jumped into it a little bit late, and I hadn't stretched or anything. I already had worked out pretty good yesterday. I wasn't totally 100% pushing it the best, but I got a 105. So that was my best score so far, but that was a 30-minute. We just did a yoga and then 2 of the hardcore on the floor classes. I still have that 20-minute body weight strength left for the hardcore on the floor. So I feel like I've been doing really good. Most days I'm doing something in the app. Most days I'm getting on the bike now that the bike is here, and I've just really enjoyed it. And so I hope that he will do it with me. I'm hoping that he'll do the 20-minute strength with me here in a couple minutes, because I really want to get him involved with it. I got those 15-pound Peloton weights for him, those dumbbells, so hopefully he will like that. Now it's actually time to talk about purchases. I ended up having 2 purchases. One I had purchased sometime early May, and it is to start taking measurements. I just got this one. I also have the Renpho, I want to say it's Renpho, R-E-N-P-H-O. I actually have their scale, and I really like it. It tracks to my phone so I can watch the trends. I try to weigh myself once a week. And then I also ended up getting their Smart Body tape measurer. So this is what it looks like. You just pull it out and it measures you, and it does retract. So it's got buttons on the back so you can get to the battery back there, and then the buttons on the front. And since I pulled it out, it's doing something. So as you pull it, it will show you the measurements, which is great. And then in the app, it's really cool because it'll show you the parts of the body and it'll give you places to add your measurements. So you just press where you're adding a measurement and then stretch it out and just say okay or something to let the app know what measurement you're measuring. So you just kind of tuck that one in, and that's your measurement for whatever. It does continue to stretch out. So I just kind of like wrap it around my bicep, suck it in, and get my bicep measurement. And then it just pulls off pretty easily off this little doohickey here. So it didn't take long to figure out how to use it. It's pretty intuitive. I really like that. So I took May measurements. It's June 1st. I plan on taking my June measurements. Sometimes it's easier with Johnny trying to help me, like make sure it's straight around my body for various measurements, but I'm going to be taking my measurements again to see how they compare to last month. And like I said, we've had family visiting. I've been indulging a lot more than usual and eating cookies at random, which is something I haven't done in months and months. I don't just like pick up a cookie off the counter usually, but I totally indulged while family was here. I'm not sure I'm gonna have a whole lot of progress here, but I'm excited to see month to month how the measurements stack up. And with the app, you know, it just connects to the app. I'll be able to track it easily. I could always, you know, write it down with a regular tape measure, but I thought that one was pretty cool. I thought it would make it more exciting. So I will link to this. It was just a cheap thing on Amazon. And then the other thing I got was because the bike, actually, I'll tilt the screen and use it for strength training and yoga and things, but the Apple Watch does not sync your heart rate to those. So you can't see your heart rate up on the screen. There's workarounds, but they're annoying AF. And so I really wanted a heart rate monitor so that I could use the bike screen for everything else. I just use my watch for rides, but that's the only thing that you could use the watch for the heart rate monitor for. I ended up looking through the different heart monitors that were out there, and Scosche kept being one of the top recommended ones. I ended up picking up the Rhythm Plus 2.0. This is just an upgraded version. It's a little bit sleeker than the regular Rhythm Plus, but it is a little bit more expensive. So this was like 80 bucks. I got it a little bit cheaper because I went directly to the Scosche website and used a coupon code. I think I got 25% off. When all was said and done, it ended up being like 68 or 70-ish dollars. So it wasn't too bad. It is one of the pricier things I've had to purchase, but it's worked great. I had a little bit of problem with it not syncing well like one of the days, and then I thought the battery's probably low. So I ended up charging it for the first time after using it a few days, and it definitely seemed to help. It does have to be tight against your skin, so this is pretty tight. I just stick it on my arm, usually just here, and you turn it on and off as needed and have to charge it. It has a little charging bob to charge it easily, and it synced really easily. I just went under the Bluetooth settings and connected it really easily. I really would recommend this. Unfortunately, when you buy it, it only comes in a couple of colors. I think like dark blue, gray, and black. I really want the hot pink band, but I'm too cheap to pay 15 bucks for it because I'm the only one using it in here. It really doesn't matter what color it is, but maybe I'll get the band at some point, like treat myself after so many rides. I will treat myself and get the $15 band. Like I've spent so much money on all this workout stuff and workout gear, but the $15 band is what broke me. But anyway, it does come in lots of pretty colors if you want a different color. But for now, I'm just using the black because I'm too cheap. So that is pretty much it. Next week, I will talk about taking the same first ride again, that same Cody Rigsby ride that I took, then Johnny took. I will take it again as my measurement for how I progressed over the last little bit, even though it hasn't been a full month, but I plan on taking that around the first of the month, the next few months, to just see how I progress. I'll be trying to do that tomorrow. I just really wanted to try a live thing this morning, so I didn't get that in. But yeah, sticking with the hardcore on the floor calendar, just trying to get on the bike every day. I'm trying to figure out a new groove between how much I can do of the calendar with also including the bike. So I'm gonna try to figure out a new rhythm and new routine, especially since school is out. Olivia is home now, and that makes it a little bit more tricky. I used to take her to school and then do my workout before Stella woke up, so there was no kid interference. But the last few days I've been in here, she's come in and woken up like middle of my exercising, so she'll sit here, kind of cheer me on, show me her art and things, and it makes it a little bit trickier, so I may end up having to bump my wake up time to fit it all in, but that's going to be a slow process. I don't want to just like jolt my system too much all at once. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So as far as the question of the week, my question for you guys is, how does your routine change in the summer? Is it the same as your everyday routine, or do you switch it up? For me, I'm gonna have to switch it up because the kids are here. It's definitely the deciding factor for me. And then as far as what's coming up, I will do that first impressions video coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you are interested in purchasing a bike, you can check out the description box below. I have a little coupon code for you guys. If you are interested in following me on the leaderboard, I am Sami Whammy 52. I'll leave that down below and also in the description box for you guys. You can follow me, I will follow you back. And then last but not least, like and subscribe. And that's it. Have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.